Good morning, card meanies. RJ back with another video. So let's get to it. I am combining my random Mike Schmidt item of the day along with my random baseball item of the day because I picked up a small set of insert cards from an old set, and Mike Schmidt is one of the cards in the set. So I'm going to show off this little insert set from an older card set. Show off the Mike Schmidt one, and then go through the whole set itself. So, from what year is this? 2001 Upper Deck. In 2001, Upper Deck put out a series of cards, set of cards they called Decade of the 70s. It was pretty a cool idea. Kind of hoped they had branched out into all the decades just for fun, but they did not. A lot of great pictures, a lot of great subsets. One of the subsets was called Disco Era Dandies. Here is the Mike Schmidt card from that set. Disco Era Dandies. Now, one of the things I hate about this set is that the pictures they use to a large part do not picture these players in the 70s. This is clearly a picture of Mike in the 80s. It talks about what he did in the 70s, or something big that happened in his career in the 70s in this particular case. A lot of neon or tie-dye kind of a look to it. Really cool little subset. Only 6 cards. That's the Mike Schmidt one. Here's Johnny Bench in full regalia. This might actually be a 70s image of Bench. I'll give him that one. The Lou Brock. Now, Lou Brock retired towards the end of the 70s, so this is likely a 70s card. But look how old Lou Brock is in this image. Probably could have got him in a much earlier version. Now, here's a picture of Reggie Jackson with the Athletics, but this is clearly a picture of him on his second stint with the Athletics in 1987. I mean, really, if you're going to put a Disco Era Dandy set, take an image of Reggie from the 70s, for goodness sake. Same with this one. Here's Pops Stargell, Willie Stargell. Maybe this is from the 70s. Again, they won the World Series in 79. Willie was looking a little portly even back then, but I don't know. Now, this Tom Seaver, I can't tell if this is from the 70s or from his return trip with the Mets back in the mid-80s. I don't know. Looks more to me like he's a little older, and this is him in his second turnaround with the 80s. So, just saying, it's a cool little 6-card subset. It's insert set, I should say, because it's, DE, Disco Era. 6 cards in the little subset, little insert set, I should say. 6 cards in the full set. Happy to have that as part of my set collection. There you go. So today's trivia question, again, all about old people on this one this week. So, yeah, my birthday, like I said, is coming up. I'm not going to tell you when, but I'm not to 60 yet, but I'm getting dang close. So, famous, everybody should know this one right away. Oh, sorry, I get tired. But when I looked it up, I knew the answer. When I looked it up, the guy's name came up. But it also said, so I want to know who is the oldest player to hit a home run as a major leaguer. And it said this guy also is the only player known to have hit a home run while their grandson was in attendance at the game. I thought that was kind of a little interesting stat. Don't know if it's true. Doesn't really change the premise of the question, because again, the question is simply who was the oldest MLB player to hit a home run. That's all you got to do is shoot me out an email guess to that question. I will include my email in the description below. You'll have today and tomorrow to answer. We'll pick a winner on Sunday, which we're playing for. Like Monday, 4 Upper Deck Goodwin Champion cards plus 3 Upper Deck Goodwin Champion cards of legendary sports athletes, and then 1 historical card. So I got a Ken Griffey Jr., Michael Jordan, and Tiger Woods. And as always, an Indian, famous Indian crazy horse. So those are the 4 cards you're playing for. All you got to do is shoot out the guess like I told you, all right? Today, as always for this month, showing off 10 interesting cards from an old set. So in this case, 10 interesting cards from 1978 Topps. So the first one, love to do this every once in a while, the worst airbrush of the year for that set. So here is Jose Cardinal and the Phillies. Now, Jose Cardinal did not play on the Phillies at all in 77. You can see he was with the Cubs. So without a picture, they simply put together a fake Phillies cap. Looks like they colorized the jersey, tried to make it look like the powder blue, but terrible image. But the ultimate worst ever. This might be the worst ever of all time for a Topps airbrushing patheticness, but it is the Dave Kingman card. Now, this one is so absurd because 77 was the year that Dave played for 4 different teams, starting with the Mets, went on to the Padres, the Angels, the Yankees throughout the course of the entire season. And I mean, it's just a terrible photo. It's probably a Mets jersey that they got him pictured in. Got the blue collar and the orange, not red, like a Cubs logo. Awful looking airbrush. The crop is terrible. This background is fake. It's a pathetic card. It really is a bad looking Dave Kingman card. One of the worst cards Topps ever put out. So these are your 2 examples of the worst airbrushing ever by Topps. This one, I think, takes the cake. I would love to hear if anybody knows of a more pathetic airbrushing effort that Topps went through. The Kingman card takes the cake in my mind. Other cards that are very interesting in my mind. 1978, Tito Fuentes. I saw this on somebody else once. I think it might have been Rod Carew, but he's got a Tito headband around his head there. It's actually got his name written on it. Headband around the top of on the outside of his cap. I saw this on a couple players. I don't know what they're doing, but it's a thing. A great card here, the banana yellow of the Pirates uniform on full glorious display on Jerry Royce. I mean, back when Jerry Royce still had matching yellow hair before it all went white on him early in his youth. But the banana yellow, top to bottom on full display on a card, that's a perfect card. This one has fascinated me my entire life. No lie. Remember, 78 was the first card set I ever bought. This is the only card I'm aware of until recently when they started doing Topps Gallery. I swear this card is a painting. It is not a photograph. Top to bottom, it looks like a painting. 1978, Mike Paxton. I mean, maybe it was a photo at one time, but this card is so much a painting to me. Every time I stare at it, all I see is a painting, never a photograph in my mind. It's a painting. Now, what did he do the previous year? He was with the Red Sox for 29 games. Clearly, he's been up and down through the Red Sox organization. Saw several other cards with Mike Paxton on them through the early part of the 80s. But this card, to me, has always fascinated me because it looks like a picture, a painting. And I've never seen another card ever by Topps, again, other than like the Gallery series later on, where the image really, well, okay, let me take it back. Obviously, the 1953 set, let's be honest with you. I don't want to negate the truth. And technically, 52 is more of a painting style. Well, I guess 56 and 55 might kind of be paintings. Okay, so maybe there's some others. But in those cases, the whole thing was a painting. Every card in the set was similar. In this one, Mike Paxton has his own little uniqueness that it's just a painting. That's weird to me, or should I say interesting. 10 interesting cards. Next one is Ron Pruitt doing the posing for the catcher, got his hands out to receive the ball, but silly him, the ball's already there. I mean, I always hate these lame pictures when they do this. You know, he's getting ready to catch a ball, posing, let's see if he's going to get it. The ball's already there, you knucklehead. Come on now. Now, kudos to him. He's got the full gloriousness of the red Indians jersey on him. This one made me smile. I want you to look this up when I show this to you because I didn't remember this. It's not like it's a hidden thing. You can just look it up anytime. Most people probably knew this. A lot of you knew this. I had forgotten this. So here's the manager card of Tommy Lasorda. 1978 Topps was great because it always gave you the baseball history of the player, his playing career as a, you know, his career as a player was on the back of the card, even though he was a manager. So as a player, there he is, the Brooklyn Dodgers. As a manager today, at that time, that's what he looked like. On the back, his career major and minor league record. When I went through this, I'm looking through this, you know, Montreal, obviously he was played for the Montreal Dodgers because they were the affiliate. I mean, Jackie Robinson played famously for the 46 Montreal team. But you get down to the Dodgers, and this one here, 1956 with the Athletics. Sure enough, he had been traded to the Kansas City Athletics and appeared for them in 18 games. Look it up. You can see pictures of Tommy Lasorda. Go to Google, pictures of him wearing an Athletics jersey. Now, I guess Denver was another minor league team. He got shipped down to, you know, released by the A's, signed with Denver. Then he went out to the Pacific Coast League in Los Angeles. The Dodgers were still in Brooklyn in 57. This is not the Los Angeles Dodgers. This is the Los Angeles Angels of the Pacific Coast League. And then he ended up back with the Dodgers in Montreal again as a farmhand. And then, as we know, he began a coaching career that eventually led him to managing the Dodgers. But I had forgotten that Tommy Lasorda pitched for the Kansas City Athletics in the major leagues. It is true. You can look it up, his stats, and get a picture of him in the A's uniform if you want. Just had a little smile at this one. Dave Chalk. He looks so uninterested. He's leaning back, kicking his feet out in front of him. He's got his hat there aimlessly tilted on his head. It's like he could care less about being there that day. I don't think I've ever seen somebody on a card looking so bored in the dugout, you know? Dave Chalk. Another little manager card that made me smile. So Joe Torre on the Mets. He was the manager of the Mets for the 78 season. On the back, it has his playing career. It goes through 1977. That's when you remember Joe Torre was, I believe, the last ever player manager. No, I shouldn't say that. Pete Rose was later on. Obviously, Pete Rose became a player manager too for the Reds. But anyway, Joe Torre was player manager for the Mets. And it says that he took over for the Mets in May. So they fired the manager and made Joe Torre a player manager. He only did player manager duties for 2 games before he officially retired as a player and managed only for the rest of the 77 season. So this card, this manager card, was Joe Torre's last card issued as a player, essentially, because it has his career stats on the back as a player. Very cool little card with that backstory, I think. This one, I'm assuming is just a printer defect, but it's not a print defect on my card. Every card is like this. It's the 1978 Topps Bob Forsch. And what got me is the cardinal on his uniform. The one cardinal over here is red. This one is yellow. Now, the tail is still red on the card, but the cardinal is yellow. And when I went on to tradingcarddatabase.com, they're all like that. Everyone has this yellow cardinal. And again, I can only assume that there was some kind of printer defect. All the other red in the sleeves and the cap, in the name, it's there. But that little guy on the bat there is yellow. Why? I don't know. Maybe they washed it bad or something like that. I thought I did a quick look at the jersey. Did they make one red and one yellow that one season? I don't know, but it caught my eye. Lastly, shout out to 1989 Fleer and the Randy Johnson rookie with the Marlboro sign in the background, the error that they got rid of. Here is 1978 Topps Phil Necro with the Marlboro sign in the back. And nobody bothered to airbrush it out back in 1978. They didn't care. This stadium, wherever this Marlboro sign was, there are a couple pictures or a couple people posing with this Marlboro sign in the back of the 78 Top set. I just find it funny that, they made such a big stink in 1988 that 10 years earlier, I should say 1999, 11 years earlier, in the 1978 set, nobody cared. Oh, there's Marlboro sign in the back. People smoke. What are you going to do? I just thought that was interesting, too. So there you go. 10 interesting cards from 1978 Topps. All right. As always, we got one more on Friday. Then the trivia recap. Giving out some cool cards this week, I think. So come back for the trivia recap on Sunday. We'll have some great stuff then. All right. Thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you again soon. Otherwise, take care.